Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Manor Lords once again. Nope, there hasn't been a big update just yet since my last series, but this is gonna be still a very different series because we're gonna play a smaller village on the Devil's Hill, a map that I haven't played yet, with a very beautiful big hill or mountain in the center where we can build a castle on top of that. And in addition, I'm trying to solve some challenges, some achievements with this Let's Play series. The first one is the Merchant Challenge. That means we are not allowed to use berry gatherers, foragers, hunters and fishers up to the medium village level. And the second one is that we're not allowed to use our own soldiers, only mercenaries to defend ourselves and to conquer all the territories. Both of these challenges are the rarest achievements in this game, and trying to play them both at the same time could prove impossible. So the main goal is to achieve the Merchant Challenge and build us up a nice beautiful village in the middle of a dense forest. If I can make it without my own soldiers, then that's a nice bonus. Other than that, we might have a new series for the other achievement. I hope you're gonna enjoy this one. Manor Lords, let's get cracking. Alright, and here we are now in the Devil's Hill, or on the Devil's Hill. So the starting location is right down here. That's our camp that we wanna develop into a city. And all the way up here we do have then, the hill itself, where we have a very cool location for a castle, and some stone circles here as well. No idea what that is about. We're starting with 8 months of food supply. That is not more than 40 wheat bread available. And in the middle of that we have 5 families now that are ready to become merchants with us, hopefully. I'm gonna start right away with the most important building, of course, that we always will need, and that's the lumber camp. And I'm gonna place my lumber camp, my first one, somewhere here. Bear in mind there is a hunting area, but of course, since we do have, we're not allowed to use any hunting or gathering. I don't care about it. We can just blow down any trees and scare these animals away. A big challenge here that I can see right away is that we're at the border of this territory. So it's gonna be, once again, a bit challenging there. We have the berries. We don't care about the berries, right? We're just gonna get rid of them at some point. We got iron here, deep iron as a matter of fact, up on the hill. And it's also going up here very steeply, right? So in this case here, that's gonna be pretty tricky to build something here. At least the castle should be buildable. Most important thing though, of course, is the lumber camp. Without it, nothing works. However, since we are also not allowed to use any berries and hunters, my very next building that I would like to get going is, as a matter of fact, burgage plots right away. Because we need to have some chicken coops and we need to have, something like that works for us. I'm gonna have my first burgages then right here. And I'm gonna try and make them with a pretty big plot. And let's go ahead with 4 of them. That's 8 timber. Gonna need that because, of course, we need some timber left for my other productions that we want, and that is very important, a saw pit. I'm gonna have the saw pit right next to my my lumber camp. And another thing I want to start immediately is a trading post. That's the last 4 of my timber. The problem here is though, this is all very steep. As a matter of fact, it's too steep for this building here at all. Over here would be fine, as far as I can tell. So I'm gonna have my trading post right here at the foot of this hill. And of course, with the second achievement, where we are not allowed to build any soldiers, we are gonna try to use mercenaries as soon as possible. So for the achievement, I'm not allowed to use any of my own soldiers, train them, nor get any retinue in, right? That's the major thing here. So in this case, that's the achievement I'm gonna abandon if I see it's not gonna work out, because both of these achievements at the same time is probably quite a bit. Alright, that's the Baron. He's already becoming active, so the Baron is over here and here right now. And of course there will be bandits, so we will need to be very careful with all of that. Taxes are a major thing that I need to get going as well. Alright, there it is. Lumber camp finished in all its glory. Let's activate a family for this right away. And I'm also going to go ahead now and set my area right somewhere here, most likely, right? So we'll just see. Once again, I don't care about the berries nor the animals. The animals will migrate away anyway, and the berries will just disappear. That's fine with me. a very beautiful map, by the way. I love the Devil's Hill. I've never played on this map before, and looks very distinctive. So could be looking pretty epic with a castle up here. Let's continue also sorting a few things out here. So it's the hitching post, and I'm going to move over here. And we could, by the way, so there's the King's Road. I'm going to use this for later. There's the King's Road then going over here. And here we probably can make the connection with the King's Road again. There you go. So the trading post is right at the King's Road. Should be easy for trading. I might actually assign a second family to the logging camp already. Alright, saw pit finished and ready for action. I'm gonna assign a family to that. Yes, now, but they will consume the logs. The thing is that planks will be my most important export good in the beginning. So we want to produce them as early as possible. Just so that we see, just so that we get the money in. There's, by the way, still 11 logs lying around here. Burgage Puck number 1. Number 2 is already on its way. And here we could now theoretically soon hopefully build the chicken coop. Once we have the planks coming in. That's the important thing. Burgage number 2. Now we can increase the priority for the trading post. I really want to get my coin. It's still March. And also very important that we chop down a lot of trees. Because I need more space. As we're carving ourselves right into this. And just look around. Dense forests everywhere on this map. We are surrounded by a huge dense forest. And the sights are glorious. Such a beautiful game. Alright, trading post on its way now. Look at that, I just love it. I've never started a village, I think, in the middle of a dense forest. Has a completely different atmosphere to the game, I think. Alright, I have 10 timber, so it might be a good idea to continue with our expansion. We want to, of course, get 6 burgages going as soon as possible. It might be tricky here. So, I'm not entirely sure where we can squeeze in that church. Okay, this is still looking good here, right? So, this is possible. Yeah, so the church is probably gonna be somewhere here then. That means that we can have some additional burgages in that area. Did I build this road here? Oh, wow. I did. There you go. So that we have a bit of space in between. That I want to reserve for myself. So here, we could go ahead with the next burgages as far as I can tell. And it only really... Oops, needs to be 2. Now we build 3. Demolish them again. This looks good. Because we need some bigger gardens there as well. Alright, it's really, really important that we get this one here rolling. So what are they doing? Right now, not a lot. I'm thinking right now, we have 100 coin. So I can either use these coins now to get me a second oxen then. That would speed up a lot of things. We could also get an oxen here into the saw pit. But I'm considering using it for my horse. That's 60 coin though, right? But it would speed up trading. So I'm gonna wait for either of these. The next thing is firewood collector. Also gonna have this one right here. As we have the expansion here, there's the church. So we're probably gonna make another road then here somewhere. So that we can add more burgages to that area. And we have reached the first, well, milestone. A small village. Now we can also see what kind of requirements we need for the next step. which is then the medium village, and we need 2 level 2 houses for that. Also finishing the last burgage, so we have 2 living space now available for any kind of people that would like to join us. There we have the first planks. Unfortunately, I'm a bit late here, but now it's possible. Pop, pop. And we do have the chickens. I think we could go for a second one right away. There you go. And we still have 60 coin now left, which is just enough for a horse if we want to go that far. And since we are producing now planks, I'm also going to assign my first family now to the trading post. And we're going to start exporting, of course, planks. And in fact, I'm going to use this one here to establish a trade route. 10 coin. So now what we can do is export the planks. They're only worth 1 coin each, but we can really produce a lot of planks. I'm going to say 10 is the minimum because everything above that we can sell. And with 10 planks... Actually, let's make 20 planks, because with that we can build a lot of stuff, always. And that's a trader, already on its way. Of course, the horse upgrade is nice to have, but I'm considering also getting a goat, because the goat is milk and meat. Or we get the vegetable garden, it's early in the year. So I'm considering a vegetable garden. We do have some good gardens here, you know, lots of space. So let's build me 2 vegetable gardens, though the seeds will be expensive. Something to consider. One more family we have, so either I'm getting my woodcutter going now, or we use the family we have to build me more important buildings. The first one is the granary. I'm gonna make sure that we can build a road here. Now I would like to have my granary somewhere here. And the second one is a well that I would like to have down here in the middle of my town. The first planks, juicy money. That's what I'm looking forward to. And yeah, we could get the carrots going. The problem is, in winter we will have no carrots production. So I don't know. Yeah, let's get the carrots going. You know, one here and here. Then the chickens, once we have some wealth again. Cozy little town. And still alive, at least for now. We could also try to figure out our next business decisions then. So we got a rich iron mine up there then, possible. And of course stone will be important, that we have then, clay. Ooh, stone is far away from us. It's on the other side of the hill. We'll just see how we can do this. And by the way, 47 planks, that's gonna be a nice trade. Yeah, that's important. We do get now the vegetable garden rolling, so it's gonna, I don't know, it's gonna take me a month, I think, or 2 even, before we get the first harvest out of carrots. But then carrots are usually something that's very durable. And the chicken coops also work now. So this is our first food production that we have now running, right? Granary, very important. I'm going to assign a family to that right away, because we can now store the food to make it more durable, right? So food that is stored outside, of course, spoils really quickly. There's still 26 wheat bread that we need to get into my storage here ASAP. And yeah, let's also build me my storehouse. I'm gonna have this one here, because with the storehouse I want to start storing then tools, whatever we have over there, and stone and firewood. And there you go, transporting the wheat bread already away from that open ground. A strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Luckily a shipment of weapons has just arrived. Well, thank you very much for this. But we're not allowed to use a militia in this game. So I can, however, sell this, right? I could try and sell it. We got 20 spears. It's a major trade though. Yeah, it requires a trade route to be established. So I cannot sell it. I'm still gonna go ahead and do it. Perhaps someone accidentally buys my weapons. Might be great. For my trade goods, it's the planks right now. And of course, I would also like to go into the firewood. There it is. It doesn't require a trade route per se, right? So we can save firewood, but of course we want to keep a lot of firewood to ourselves. So right now I got 30 firewood, and that leads to 5 months of fuel. So I would like to keep at least 50 firewood available. That should be leading to around 7 to 8 months of fuel, so that's safe, right? And the rest we can sell. There is the woodcutter's lodge. Let's assign my last family to that. Storehouse has been built. And I'm going to reassign now one from the logging camp to the storehouse, so that this family here connects now, or collects everything that is still available. And that also means that we need now our market, where we have then market stalls. So I guess I'm going to have a shrine here again somewhere. And then we're going to have a market. No snapping, please. That's market number 1. Market number 2, I'm probably going to have them over here. And this time around, I want to keep a bit of a distance here in between for something. No idea yet. Huh? What is that? Maximum capacity has been reached. Can't be true. We've made money! 68 coin! We just had a trade, and a pretty good one at that too. That means I can now get my next vegetable garden rolling with the carrots. We have now 2 carrot vegetable gardens, and I would also like to get me the 3rd chicken coop going. So I've decided against the horse at this point, and we're rather just gonna push for more chickens, because chickens provide you the eggs, right? But also chicken meat. It's two types of food. New lucky family joins Devil's Hill right over here. And they're prepared, hopefully, for what they signed up for. No planks in stock right now. That family is not trading really. Oh, they're plowing their vegetable fields right now. Okay. No, my only family that is trading right now is sick. I'm gonna assign the second family that just joined the village as a trader. What are the odds, right? All 3 are sick. They're not doing anything for my trading right now. Okay. They're still tending their fields. That's at least something. The next chicken coop. Let's get it going. And for the last one, I'm thinking about an animal pen with goats. Or pigs or pork. Both of them are feasible. Let's go ahead and get me an animal pen. I hope it's not a major mistake. We'll just see. And it's summer. No idea if this is going to be the last summer we witness. Hopefully not. Okay, the family is no longer sick, so I'm going to get rid of one family again, so that we have potentially a builder or something. And I'm gonna assign this family now to the logging camp, because we want to absolutely have the farmhouse ready early next year. Alright, so that means we need a few more logs. And when we check it out, we do have some great fertility here. So right next to us, this area here is green, and this area here is green. So there could be some great fields here that we use for farming. So if we survive this winter, we might actually have a very good chance. Okay, the animal pen is ready, but the pigs will cost me a bit of coin that we do not have right now. Firewood is now being sold as well. Very good, got the coin, and let's get me pigs. They will hopefully do something. I think I'm gonna go ahead with one more family for this year. Or, you know, I could also say 2. With some big gardens. Let's do that. 2 more families. We need some families for farming then as well. Alright, next, let's get the family again from the logging camp as constructions. They're gonna construct me now my burgage plots. Next, I would like to... We could get the farmhouse already going, you know? Like, I could already start the commissioning of it. Yeah, it's a pretty steep area though. I think over here we could have it, right? Or here. Boy, this is really not a good place here to build, right? But I think it needs to be over here somewhere, the farmhouse. Before we build the farmhouse though, I would like to build me something else, and that is a mining pit, because we do have over here our iron, and it's a lot of iron. I'm gonna use this because iron is yet another source of income. And ooh, this is steep, right? This is very steep. Let's just see how we can do this. Probably gonna make me... Yeah, I think this could work. It's still pretty steep. So, the poor oxen, but it's only planks, so an oxen doesn't need to work this, right? So, I want this iron mine. Oh no, this is the bad thing. A bandit camp was sighted. And remember, we're not allowed to use my own soldiers. Luckily, right now they're far away. Right, so we are here. But we're not allowed to have soldiers of our own, so we'll just see how we can fight them off if they attack us. Right now, this was finished really fast. Both of them. So we got some spots available for a couple more families. And I would like to use this for another chicken coop. Absolutely. And I would also like to use this now for horse. I'm gonna order horse with a bit of money, because this speeds up trading them. And the volume of goods is only going up from now on. Let's also upgrade the hitching post. Gives me space for the animal that we need. The horse. Yeah, people, that's quite the hike up there. But it's beautiful. We have the carrots, 20 carrots are in, chicken meat is in, and eggs are in. So right now we're sitting on 4 months of food supply. Hooray! Things are paying off a bit. Of course, we want to stockpile as many carrots as possible for the winter. We get the next chicken coop, so right beside it, I'm thinking about... we got pork also in now. That's thanks to my pigs. So I'm considering another animal pen, honestly, with the porks. Let's do this. Mining pit has been finished, so let's assign a family now to the mining pit. That's my trade good number 3. And let's activate trading for iron ore. And you know what? I'm gonna establish a trade route here as well. Even though technically it's not really necessary, because there's also trading without it. But it speeds things up. And I think iron ore is going to be quite a high volume, right? Since it's also going to be a deep mine that we can have if we afforded them. So this is going to be a cash cow for us that we absolutely have to use. Considering adding a second family now to the trading post, since the volume goes up quite a bit. Very good. Wenzel has been assigned. I don't know why Wenzel is not... Where's Wenzel? There he is. What's my horse doing? Oh, it's still on its way to the village. Through this dense forest. It takes them quite some time. And I also just have to say that a city builder manages to represent one of the best forests I know in video games, so that's also quite the achievement. And at some point, if you wander through the forest long enough, you come to this place. And here it's cozy right now. And with that, Wenzel starts to rest. It's been a long hike, but now we can use the horse for trading. This should speed things up. And by the way, we're very low in regional wealth, so I'm going to assign me a second family right away, because we need to get money now. The first iron is coming out. Very good. It's gonna be absolutely necessary for earning some coin. Already started. Wenzel is carrying the cart now. So we can export more things. Alright, we do have, technically, everything for my wooden church, right? So we have the stone, we have the planks, a bit more timber would be great. But we probably should go for the church. I'm gonna assign my last family again to the logging camp, so that we can finish, or that we can start construction of the church and the farmhouse before winter is coming to an end. And why are we not making any money? It's been a while. We need coin. I noticed that we do have to 5 months of food right now, so it's the carrots primarily that are lasting us, you know? Like, look at that, 36 carrots, it's the only thing we have right now. And it's the one that is lasting us through winter, most likely. Don't forget, though, that whenever we have eggs and whenever we have chicken meat, it's being consumed right away. So, you know, having other goods, we still have the other goods, right? But carrots is just something that people like to eat at the last, and that's why we do not have anything else outside of carrots. May they bring me coins, lots of them. And these forests really don't end, right? There's a juicy pig. At least it's the remnants of it. And we are getting some meat in. This is all helping me out right now to produce enough food so that we probably will survive the very first winter. And there's a bit of coin coming in. We're gonna use this coin for emergency funding. You know, so once we run out of food, I can always use my coin to quickly import some food for us. So this is what we're gonna do here. Alright, we probably, I don't know, we consume a lot of timber. I'm not building anything right now, so I'm going to stop the saw pit for now. Because I need timber. We want to have a bit more construction. Ah, we still have another burgage plot with a pig. Then, so let's get ahead and get me that. And winter is approaching. The most dangerous thing you can hear in this game in the early days. We got 5 timber, so this might be a great opportunity now of building that farmhouse. I'm gonna prefer the farmhouse over the church, of course. And we're gonna have the farmhouse somewhere over here. Close enough to the village. And you know what? Let's have our own entrance for the farmhouse. Oh, too steep. Too steep. It's all too steep. Too steep? Too steep? Where can we build it? All too steep. Holy cow, this starting location is horrible. We can build here, but this is the only place where we can build it. It would be possible here. Yeah, let's have it here. There you go. With its own smaller street. Nice. From above, it's easy to see where we are right now. In the middle of this dense forest. As expected, the farmhouse is going to take some time because it's a long distance for the ox to carry the the timber over. There's one more plank missing, or one more log. We also have enough timber now, so I can start putting down my church. I would like to do this then, of course, somewhere here. It's too steep again. This is possible. Alright, farmhouse is close to being finished, so we can also start now assigning the first fields that I would like to have. And once again, we really need to cut into that forest here. Right? There's nothing else we can do. We cannot grow into any other location. So let's have a look. And of course, rye is gonna be the main thing. And this territory is has pretty stark contrast, right? So here it's red and here it's green. So the further we go towards the hill, it gets better, as a matter of fact. So I'm gonna try and make use of my first farms or field somewhere here. That's 3 Morgan. That should be a lot of it already, right? So this, let's cut it down. There you go. That's the first farm, the first field we have. The next one, I'm probably gonna have towards the village itself. And here we could use that elevation, right? Actually, let's not do this. I think this would destroy the look of the village. We're gonna continue here with the King's Road, right? So towards the King's Road. Here it's getting red again, so this is really the spot for it. To have the second farm. That's not gonna be easy. Especially for the plow. For the plow, right? Poor ox that has to work here. Does work? Ah, too steep. It's too steep for the field. First time that I'm seeing this. That would still work, right? I think we can still go ahead with this. Alright. And yeah, I mean, we could still move the farmhouse a bit further over, but it was too steep over there, right? Yeah, it's too steep to build here anything. Here it's possible again, okay. Yeah. This was really the only location where we could build that farmhouse, so... And you can see why. I'm just hoping that that is enough now, but poor ox that has to work this area. Okay, with that we can now start, theoretically, with our rotation. It's gonna be the rye. Nothing else really would work, so I'm gonna go with 2 times rye and 1 fallow year. And I'm probably gonna keep this rotation up for all of them. And of course we want to have rye at least every year. So this should be the right rotation. Have rye every. Never seen fields with such a decline, such a slope, but we're gonna see who works this. In the meantime, the church is coming along now. So the logs, the timber, and the planks and the stone. 20 stone we still have left. This is the one that we need then for upgrading my town. Right, so this is gonna be major for us. And yeah, the weather is getting worse now. Winter is approaching. What we really need to do to make this more efficient is to get that ox rolling. So for the ox, I will need another hitching post. I'm going to have this hitching post probably a bit further over here towards the fields. Or, wait a second, let's have it right next to the farmhouse. And we can also start upgrading the plowing station. So in this case, should all be ready then for the new year. And there we are, the first winter on the Devil's Hill. We have, by the way, a bit of food, so I'm considering adding some more burgages. That would be too much. Let's just see. That 2 more? It's 1 more. Yeah, 1 more. Go ahead and do this. And then probably 2 more here. There you go. Since we have the 20 timber, I'm going to keep, or I'm gonna continue resume work at the saw pit. Because we need the planks again for selling. Ooh, we don't have an unassigned family right now. We have 15 months of firewood. Let's use the firewood family for construction right now. And also reduce the logging camp. I'm curious, can our young lordling take the hike? Up on our hill. Dashing red in the middle of winter. And he's in perfect shape by the look of it. Hitching post has been finished. We do have the coin. Albeit we don't have a lot of coin. Let's get me an ox. Andres, he's called. Or Andre. And we have the plowing station finished. So it's December. Let's wait for the ox and then we could start plowing those fields. And yeah. Just really, how fitting, at the end of the year, the church has been finished. And with that we can have a nice Christmas mass to celebrate our first year's survival for the Devil's Hill. With no hunting, no gathering berries and no fishing. It's also safe to look at the food again. 4 eggs, 27 carrots, 2 pork. And that all still is 5 months of food. Fantastic. I think at this point also we do have the oxen. No. Still going through the forest here. Trying to reach us. It's still a long way for this ox. I'm still gonna assign the first 2 families now to the farmhouse. And we are also going to make sure that they're using these fields here. Alright, so this is optional, of course, but I like to do it. Keep things clean. And they're gonna work this now. These 2 families here. And once the ox comes in, they can use the ox to plow the fields faster. Theoretically, the upgrade for the deep mine will also be possible now, but we don't need it for the moment. We still have 1,100 iron left in that mine. It's gonna last us for a while. So far so good. I hope you enjoyed this one. Onwards to the next episode. Stay tuned. As this year is coming to an end, January, we should be getting a new family in now, at this very second year now, beginning of the second year. There it is, the next family. So, with those guys, I would like to reactivate my woodcutter lodge now. And I would like to use my last family now on this farmhouse. So we got 3 families now rolling. And, please tell me the ox is in. There it is, Merton. No, wait a second, that is not... Oh, Merton it is, very good. Merton is now my field ox. He's the lucky one. He's the one that will be plowing my fields. And I hope he's got some very strong legs, because those fields are no joke. Next family moves in. With that, we have one more family again as a buffer, as constructions. So I think it's time to get the manor house now going. And, of course, the question is, where should we put it? First of all, we got some very bad terrain in general. Having it up here right away is probably not a good idea, because that's a long way away from my village. So I'm gonna have this one somewhere here for now. Yeah, you know, it could be right up here at the end of this road. I think this fits for now. It's prominent enough, but it's not impossible. And later on, we're just gonna move it then up here. This makes more sense to me. I'm gonna do it like that. And this is gonna take quite some time anyway, because the manor house requires 5 logs. And that's quite a steep incline. One thing though, wait a second, do we have? We have the rubble stone. Right, so there it is. 15 rubble stone. Very important that we also, of course, keep the expansion going with chickens and another vegetable garden. Since we do have a new year coming in, that will be quite a lot. And look at that, resources were stolen by the bandits. These guys here stole 7 iron ore. And probably eat it themselves. My precious iron ore. They're up here, right? So nothing I can do about that. Hopefully we can start taxing my people soon, because with the money we can then finally hire some mercenaries. There is the Baron coming in. I think he's hunting. I hope he's hunting some bandits. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing here. Let's buy some seeds. It's cabbage this time around. Cabbage is way more expensive than carrots, as a matter of fact. But I think cabbage yields more, right, than carrots. And cabbage can also go deeper into winter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get me cabbage seeds over there. And then we will also get some more pigs. Still have a bit of regional wealth. I would like to accumulate more so that we can also then start taxing my people. The more regional wealth, the more taxes we're getting out of it. There we have them, and I'm gonna go ahead with the pigs again. Another bandit camp spawning right over here, beside these massive cliffs. And there's actually a river coming down from it, a stream. And I think that's the spring, right? amazing detail. That looks fantastic. What doesn't look fantastic is there are more and more bandits, but the Baron apparently tries to do this somehow. How's my fields looking? It's March. The ox is working. So far he's able to do it with that kind of slope. And yeah, almost finished with the plowing. And then we're going into the distribution of seeds. 6 months of food supply at the end of winter is amazing. It's 7 months now. What's doing this? The carrots are amazing. Eggs and pork. Manor house has been finished. Hooray! We have the retinue assembled. So, theoretically we could raise them now, but of course we are not allowed to do it. And the next step is now taxes. So we can finally start the taxation of my people. 10% it is for starters. And the regional wealth, 10% of that is now being transformed into my treasury at the end of each month. And with that we can then start hiring some mercenaries that will protect us in case of emergencies. Perfect day for a hike to my manor house. All the way up here. And yeah, that's ours now. The beginning of a castle. But for now, it has a toilet for me. And a beautiful view over my domain. Market looks fine for the moment. Right, so here we got plenty of capacity left. And what we can actually do now is, yeah, we can upgrade. We are able to upgrade our very first houses. And I would like to do it with those two here in the center. And this will upgrade us to the medium village status. A tiny step towards our achievement, but a milestone after all. We have the first treasury change registered, 17 coin, into my personal treasury. Hooray. And there it is, settlement level has been upgraded to the medium village. On our way now to the large village. Still a good way to go. Of course, with the beginning of taxation, we will need to make sure to always have enough regional wealth in. I cannot afford anymore to import too much. And that we drop too low. So getting this up is the most important thing for me now. I'm considering upgrading my hitching post to a stable. There you go. Because with that we can get another horse in for my second trader family. Right, so we got 2 of them. One of them has the horse. Where's the horse? There it is. Delivering goods to, yeah, the next trading post, I guess. No matter the weather. Alright, since we have the food, let's continue with getting more brokerages going. So far we've been growing over here. And now I want to continue into this area. So in this case, yeah, we're now cutting into the berries, which is fine. Here we have the church, so let's use a road. And connect this road texture that is coming out of the church. And here we can use another road now that probably goes then up here. Very good. And that means that this area would be perfect now, suitable for, let's hope, oh yeah, 1 major burgage plot with a big garden. We could also probably make it like so. Add 2 more, but that is a bit wonky. I would like to have 1 big here. And some smaller here. Oh, we lack the timber. Yeah, we lack the timber because of the shape that this... Oh, it's too steep. Alright, there is this, yeah, the slope here. So this is destroying it. Gotta try and stay here then. That's possible. That looks strange. That looks better. I like the look of this. A great rye field. That is... yeah, earning us the first harvest then. Oh, and it's gonna be a good harvest. I mean, this road here, yeah, that's unrealistic, right? So, there's no need for a road here. We could probably get a road here, like so, to connect this lower side there. But that's it, you know, because it's so steep that there is no road possible here. By the way, I love the entrance into that village because you're coming out of the deep forest there, right? There's a hill beside you. Ah, fantastic. As you get into that village. Yeah. Next treasury change, 23. 40 coin it is. 40 coin means the Battle Brothers soon. Perfect. The small stable has been finished, so we can assign now another horse. I'm gonna spend some coin on that, unfortunately, for horse number 2. That is gonna work then here, right? And with that, we should be able to trade faster than before. And since the harvest is gonna be quite abundant, because we got 2 fields now growing, I think it's also high time to start with our windmill. Now the windmill is gonna be interesting, I think, because we need to have a good efficiency for it. Efficiency is not great here. There's no efficiency up there. And okay, there's a good efficiency here now, but it would destroy this look. %80 is absolutely fine. You know, you don't need more than that. I think we're gonna go ahead and have the windmill right here with 80% efficiency. That's one of the best spots that I can do it with. Also, there's no burgages possible here. It's too steep anyway. Look at that. You can actually build the windmill here. That's a nice surprise to me. And of course, I'm gonna do this. And we can pretend that this is west where the wind is coming from. Right? And have this one working here. Alright. There's really no other location, right? I mean, all the way up here, yeah, we have close to 100% efficiency, but it would be too far away. Like, it would take forever to get my food production going out of this. This is 30%, 40%, 80% here. So this is the best location I can do it with. 70. That's it. The most interesting construction site in this game so far. 16 coin, and we are now officially able to hire mercenaries. Another ruler army has been sighted, ruler's army. He's gonna continue cleaning up the bandits, right? So somewhere over there, yeah, there's the bandit camp. It's the Baron, of course. By the way, this is also a very interesting feature here. So this could be pretty awesome, having a hiking trail. No, wait a second, there is one. There is already a hiking trail all the way up here. That's really cool. I love this map. And there's our windmill. Ready for action. Yeah, it's something you can see from afar, definitely. And it's gonna produce flour for us once the first harvest is in. Before we can build the bakery though, we do need stone. So I have two options. Either I import stone. Of course, that's not a good idea. So we're gonna get me a stone gatherer camp. And we do have stone over here. It's really far away, right? But it's possible. I'm gonna have the stone gatherer camp somewhere here close to my farm. Because we need to get the log over, right? Stone just requires workforce then. So it will take some time, but the stone will get here eventually. So that's what I want to do here with those two families that we still have. And one of them is gonna gather some stone. Of course, I know the Baron is going for the bandits, but I'm always a bit worried, a bit nervous. And those are also some very, very strong soldiers. Going for the steep hike all the way up here towards the bandit camp, a bit further over there. That was fast. That was really fast. Stone gatherer camp has been finished. And let's assign a family to that. And they should be going now for this stone deposit over there. 1,100 stone. There's the potential here to make a quarry out of that. To make it an endless one for us. But for now, I'm happy with just one camp. Getting me the stone over. I like how this burgage turned out. And of course, this is destined to be a vegetable garden. I mean, an orchard would look also great here. But we're gonna go with the vegetables, as I want to play this safe. And once this has been finished, we can order some seed. We're still not getting up on the money. I think taxation plays a role at this point. Yep, there it is, another 16 coin coming out of it. Swap it though is working. And now the second family has their horses, right? So now trading should be significantly faster than before. There is now my burgage plot. The question is, we have a lot of carrots, like we're stockpiling carrots right now. So I'm inclined to go with the cabbage. More expensive, and it should yield us a bit more. At this point, I think I'm also going to upgrade my storehouse. Yeah, with the granary, there's not much reason for it at this point. We have a lot of space left, but for the storehouse, it could get tight at some point. We also dropped to 10 tools now. And that means that I will need to work on my tools production soon. For this, we're gonna need 3 families that will not produce any food for us. So this could be problematic. Also, we dropped further on the regional wealth. I'm really hoping that we are getting more money out of the additional horse now, please. August, the first harvest will be coming in now soon, out of our fields. So winter is absolutely secured food-wise. I don't see how anything else could happen there. Except bandits, of course, stealing stuff. Now, one thing we absolutely need to make sure that we have coming in soon is the tools. And with that means we need a few more people. Because right now we do not have enough workforce. Since food is fine at the moment, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, place me down a few more burgage plots now. The question is where. So, as I said, territory or terrain is rather difficult on this. So we could either try it here. This is also too steep, right? This is too steep to have any kind of construction. Tiny? Tiny? Too small? Too steep? So there's really no way we can make this work, I think. Nope, this is too steep. Alright, so here it's not an option. This is certainly also not an option. So this is also not an option. Over here, we should be able to get us a few more in. Perfect. That's what I like to see. 4 more plots should be fine. Let's go ahead and get us these and have us another road that we built then over there. And with that, we're still left with 10 timber. Always need to have enough for my logging camp. And since we're about to get into the first harvest, I would like to add another family now to the farmhouse. With 4 families, we should be fine. Harvest season has started, and I'm expecting great things out of these fields. The steep fields that we have. Another family moves in, and with that we have once again 2 families. So I think it's those 2 here. So immediately we're gonna get a chicken coop and another one. This is one of the most reliable sources of food that we have. And you know what? We could have probably another burgage here with a huge garden. This one, right? Having another vegetable farm or something. First burgage is already finished with 2 families. Construction is really fast, so we can immediately go ahead and get us the next things going here. I would also like to start with goats now, so I'm gonna have an animal pen here, because with goats we can then also have at some point a leather production to boost my income further. There's 2 horses already doing it, and they're already riding, right? So these horses are being used now, and we don't need to worry about efficient trading. At this point, we're running really low on the planks, but we haven't sold them, so I have no idea where all my planks went. I hope they're on their way, bringing me in some money. The next thing is the stonecutter camp. This is now bringing in the stone, right? Despite a very, very long distance. Over here's the stone. So that's going to take quite some time, but we don't need a huge volume. It's a rich deposit though, so we could use stone to sell as well at some point. Not that bad. This hill looked very hostile to me in the beginning, but yeah, I think we can make something here. Something bigger than just a challenge. There you go. Harvest is coming in with a lot of families doing the job. The rye sheaves are in. I'm going to say thrashing priority, I'm putting this to high. We have 8 months of food. As a matter of fact, fuel is lower right now. So that's my woodcutter over there. Which is a bit strange to me because it's right next to the forest. So I'm going to protect resource areas. Alright, we are gonna turn this off, because I don't care about the hunting ground here, and we are hopefully getting a bit more out of it then. Alright, so here we can see, trading wise, we should be making money, but when I turn it down to 30, only the 30 days or the current month, we can see that it's way less that we make out of trading. So this is barely above the taxation that I have right now. So of course that means, yep, that we probably need some better value products that we sell. So first of all, I'm not gonna sell any firewood anymore. We don't need it for ourselves, as a matter of fact. But since we should be having enough workforce coming in now, I could think about selling tools, because that's gonna be quite the bonus. What is that? I didn't place them here. There's 3 shrines on the Devil's Hill, right up here, on top of it. I guess there was a battle, or some hikers that died up here. This is also strange. Next army is joining. And there's no claim on us though, so it should be fine. He's just hunting the bandits right now. Next family moves in. We got 3 now. Very good. I should be able to use my first now. Ah, we don't have any. Nope, we don't have anything yet out of the thrashing, so I still need to wait. I might, however, already start with my iron production. For this, we need the bloomery. Now, where should we place this? It's usually pretty dirty stuff, right? So I don't want to have it too close to the city there, to the village. Boy, I would really love some landscaping in this game, because there's just no way we can build anything. Yeah, I could have it here by the windmill, as a matter of fact. And right beside it, hopefully, my tools production. And this was actually increasing the efficiency of the windmill now to 89%. Probably because we got rid of the trees here. That's entirely possible. Winter is approaching, and this claim here, we don't need to worry about, right? So it's over here. But it's a countdown that is ticking in the background, right? Because he's claiming one territory after the other. And at some point, well, he's going to claim ours. This is something we need to be prepared for when it happens. Next family moves in. So we got four unassigned families now, which is great because now I have the bloomery ready for action. And I've got the smithy ready for action. The smithy is going to produce us the tools right away. And yeah, we have 6 tools left, so that's just on time really with the tools before we're running out of them. So that production is up. Downside will be that we consume additional fuel now. So we absolutely need to make sure that we are not selling any firewood anymore. And I'm considering getting a charcoal burner going now as well. Next, the harvest is over. I'm going to... there's nothing higher than high. They are not threshing so far. They're working the fields again. So I really want that food out of it. And I might consider actually assigning our second family to the woodcutter because we are not looking very good on firewood at the moment. Regarding the tools, this is going to be interesting because tools are worth something, right? They're worth 3 coin. And I'm gonna establish a trade route here now with the 90 coin. That's a lot of money, but I hope it pays off. And we can now sell tools. Once we have more than 10, I don't need more than 10, we can sell the rest. We do have this very rich iron deposit here with 1,000 iron left. And once that runs out, we can just implement a deep mine here and endlessly produce iron ore. So tools should be great. I hope they're not gonna lose value too fast. There's the rye grain coming in now. And that means we can activate the windmill. One more thing we're gonna need for that though is a bakery. I don't have one yet. A communal oven. And I'm gonna have this right here next to my trading post. We don't have any family now assigned for this. So I'm considering... we still don't have enough stone though. So I'm gonna keep this stone gather family. So we just have enough room though. I'm just gonna wait until another family moves in and then we should be ready for it. Let's actually start taxing food. The 10%. We have enough food at the moment. And I really do want to get some influence out of my people now because at some point we will need it. Money is of course more important. Influence is also quite there. The family moved in, so we have one more family available now that is ready for construction. Oh, that's an early snow. Well, it just turned December, so it's fine. The harvest is finished anyway, right? What? Why is that crop growing on my field? In winter. Okay, this is fallow. This is gonna be, yeah, plowing right now. But this one here, they've actually put out some seeds here, alright? And it's growing. We'll just see if it survives the winter. Alright, oven has been finished. Let's assign the family and make some food. Let's make some food. We got the rye grain. We got the flour at this point. So, ladies and gents, there it is. The bread production has officially started now. Rye bread. Fantastic. This is adding food variety again. It also makes carrots and eggs more durable because people tend to eat bread first. And you can have quite a nice meal out of carrots, eggs and bread. Believe it or not. Wild animals have migrated. That was to be expected. So they're moving away from the village. Over here now. Gives me a bit more room here, though there's nothing we could really build. Another family moves in. Hooray. And another thing we can do now to increase my regional wealth, of course, is by upgrading my people. That would be more or better, right? So we have already these two houses here. So we can continue now with another one here. And here. And here. And with those 3 upgrades, we should also reach the next level. the large village. At this point, we're in year 3, just as we're about to finish the last upgrade. And there it is. Large village has been reached. Another beautiful milestone on our path to survival on the Devil's Hill. Now, it is year 3, so that means that in this year, exciting things will happen. For now, let's start with, my burgage expansions. This is destined to be a vegetable garden, and I would like to start with my goatees, right? Goat number 1, and we're gonna have goats here and goats here. The next ones might actually be then chickens again, but we have a lot of chickens at this point, and I want to start producing some leather there as well. Now, for my final milestone, which is the small town status, we need to get 3 tier 3 burgage plots. And for this, we need to work on a couple of things right now. The first one is the garments, which means either sheep or leather or flax. Then we need to upgrade the church, and then we need to get the ale going. The sheep will take the longest, so I would like to probably start with the sheep right now to get me the sheep farm going, because I think flax will not work that much. I've never had a territory where flax was actually fertile. It's always deep red. Yeah, the whole territory is basically not possible for flax. So it's really just the sheep farm. Where should we have it? It's a steep area. We could use it up here, or perhaps also here somewhere. Beside the farmhouse, having the sheep farm could work. The same applies, by the way, for barley. Like, there's no barley possible on this terrain. Once again, is it by default that every single starting territory has no barley? There's a bit of barley possible down here on the other side of my territory, but that's it. Claiming another territory is out of the question for now, as we do simply lack the influence for it. The barley is something we probably will need to import at some point. For my next city expansion, I would probably like to move down here now, to this very edge of my town. And here we could add some burgages again. Very hard to see. But here it's actually not that steep. Too steep. Why is that? It just told me that it was possible. Too steep? Alright. Wait a second, let's try it this way. And turn it. Those are not possible. Nope. Okay, this is possible. So I can have them like this. And I'm probably gonna make them a bit closer there to my road. Gonna reduce the density a bit so that we have some room here for chickens, especially. And then we can build that. Let's also assign a second family again to the logging camp. And I absolutely need to make sure that they're chopping away the trees I need to chop. This one. For some reasons, they're not disappearing so quickly, right? We also have the woodcutter lodge, but I think fuel is fine. And the winter is about to end right now. Perfect. And we're working on a lot of rye grain now. So processing that into rye bread will take quite some time, and consuming it will take even longer. The next, tithe and treasury, very good. Taxation. And how's my tools looking? We're now at the threshold of 10 tools as we're producing tools now. What we can also do, by the way, I'm stopping, or I'm increasing. Let's say we are increasing the minimum for iron ore, because I don't want to have the iron ore being exported anymore when we can use it for tools production. So everything above 20 we can sell. Buying the last cabbage seeds, we're out of money now completely. There's no taxation happening. Though from this point on we are getting tools. Since more families move in again, we could now think about processing stone, which would be valuable. I could also go ahead and turn one of these here into a bowyer's workshop and make bows out of planks. Okay. Hello there. Do you wanna have a guest room? Do you wanna stay the night? Please don't burn us. Okay, they're just passing through. That was a quick shock there. They're just using the road here and getting to the bandit camp over there somewhere. And let's get 2 industries going while we're at it. Right? I mean, we can afford it. The quarry, that's gonna take a long time, really. Because it's over here, right? And it takes 2 logs to build. So this will be a very long time. Can we kind of like get up here? It doesn't... Yeah, this could be something. If I could have a road up there. Oh no, look at that. There's this road here, so we can connect with this road there. And from here, I can take this road that goes then up. And then along my iron mining pit here. So with that, we have the road now going through the forest there, connecting with the King's Road again, and going then to this quarry there. I could, of course, also try to make the road work here. But of course, we need to, yeah, take the elevation into account, and I don't really see much. This one would be probably possible. Yeah. But here we need to get down somehow. Boy, that's really steep. Oh my god. Yeah, that is... Yeah, it's possible, but it's a long way. I think the other path is more direct, going through that dense forest. Milk is coming in. We have enough goats to have a milk production running. Since we have 5 families, let's go ahead and add me another one here to the trading post. And since we have a bit of money, let's turn one of my chicken coops now into a bowyer's workshop. That's this one here. Let's do that. The reason for that is, of course, we can process the planks into bows. And I think we still need to activate then the trade route for this, which will cost me 80, but we can double the price then on planks. And planks is basically an endless production. Yeah, the market is now at full capacity. So I will also need to waste workforce soon on that. How's my quarry looking? Oh, look at that. The first timber is in from the other side of the hill. And this could also be interesting. I mean, I'm not going to follow the whole journey, but yeah, people use this road here rather than the other one. Though this is also very steep through thick forest. Oh, and there's the second timber coming. That poor ox had a long journey from the other side of town. But the quarry is being finished soon. So what we can do, as a matter of fact, we can get rid of the stone cutter camped in here. It's producing some stone for us. That was nice. Thank you very much. But we don't need it anymore. So I'm going to demolish it and get some timber back again, even though we don't need that much timber. And there's also my bow. So we have already 9 war bows in now. I'm going to use the last 100 coin that we have to establish a new trade route, which is now the bows for 80 coin. We're going to export this one, and we're going to say 0 desired surplus, since we're not allowed to use soldiers of our own. But I'm actually going to have 20, because if it comes to an emergency and we cannot afford mercenaries, then I will need to use those bows for an army of my own. That's unfortunately something I will need to do. Alright, there it is. Quarry has been finished. Let's assign 2 peeps to that right away. We don't need an oxen for the quarry, so, you know, people can just take it. So that's 2 families now, and with that, 6 people in total producing stone for us. Uncut stone is the one that I'm looking forward to the most, because with that, we can start now our production of the, wait for it, there it is, the stonemason station, to cut that stone into dressed stone. I'm also going to have this one here, once again, in my smaller industry zone. Yeah, there are the first 12 warbows in. I'm going to put a minimum to the planks now. Actually, we had 40. Let's raise it to 70 before we sell any surplus planks. And you know what? It can't hurt to add a 4th family now to the trading post, because we got a lot of stuff to sell. 4 families now trading. I guess that's what we're gonna need. Also, the stonemason station is finished. Let's assign a family and start the production of the dressed stone. Now for dressed stone, we will need to save up some coin, because the dressed stone is a major trade route, and major trade routes require us to establish a trade route. Not like the minor trades that work passively as well. This one here requires it. So it's gonna take some time before we can make some money out of this. With the mortar though, we can use this right away. Right, so I'm gonna set a minimum of 20 mortar, and everything else we can sell. And I'm expecting this one here to work pretty soon. They're transporting. Where they're transporting from? Oh, okay, they're taking it directly from the quarry over there, where we have, yeah, 13 rough store already waiting. And the rubble stone is then being turned into mortar. So in order to... Oh, wait a second. No. The stonemason station is not doing it. Yeah, we have this one here, the lime kiln that is producing mortar. I don't need mortar at the moment though. First we need the roof tiles and the dressed stone. Let's also upgrade the granary, because there's just a lot of food coming in, especially out of the harvests. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of harvest here. 188 rife. In 7 days we have harvest season already. Yeah, 4 families will be enough. And there's the granary. That was quick. It's almost finished. And with that, we also have now 2,500 maximum storage out of food. 11 dressed stone. Very good. And with that, we have a new business opportunity soon. With 200 coin, we will also be able to get this trade route going as well. And I will need more workforce again. We need to grow. And I would like to build more burgages again, because we can use the gardens then. So it's still this one that we could try again. But I think here we have it too steep. Perhaps another one here. Too steep. Next claim, Im Graben, is being claimed right now. Where is this? Over there. It's the bandit camp that is being claimed right now. We don't care about this. The Baron is expanding further. There will be 2 more territories. Perhaps we can get one of these. That would be great for us. And yeah, with that, the clock is further ticking to get enough money in for bigger mercenary armies. This one should be possible. That's 4 more burgages. Let's get them going together with some plots. And we could also think about, yeah, some of these expansions here, right? But they're quite expensive. or just one additional family? Let's have it for one. So this is in total 5 more living spaces that we should have available then. Got another 250 rye sheaves right now. So that's gonna be a lot of bread again. We haven't even ran out of bread from last harvest right now. So we still have 55 bread left. Alright, building requires maintenance. The quarry. What? Needs maintenance. We just built this. Okay. Strange reasons. This one here is not working right now. It needs tools. We have enough tools. Someone should bring it over. Now we have available families again. Perhaps we just needed a maintenance family doing this. Let's quickly check out the fields. Yeah, we're gonna have at least 1 rye per year. We could sell hides. That's 2 coin. Let's do this passively. Desired surplus is 10. Everything above that we can sell. There's the rough stone. But I'd rather process it into dressed stone. You know, it's just 1 family you need for this to increase the value of the product by 2. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep going with that. Got the rye grain, but it's basically worthless. I will stop taxation for now, because I need to get my trade routes going. And since we have 3 families, I'm considering adding now my clay pit. Mining pit. There you go. Despite the slope, we can build it. Fantastic. And there's our road that we just expand now. That's a King's Road. And this King's Road goes now over here. Oh, wait a second. There's another road here. Yeah, let's keep it like that, because it's going down here pretty steep. I don't want to have it unrealistically steep. And with that, we can then start producing some clay that we're going to need for the roof tiles. At the same time, we can also go ahead and build me now my sheep farm. I haven't done this yet. Where's my sheep farm? There it is. Let's have it right here. Yeah, beside my farmhouse. And the pasture. The pasture I can use on this steep area here where we cannot build anything anyway. Those sheep are usually well trained for stuff like that. Number 1 and probably number 2. There you go. Bit hard to see right now because of the snow. Families are moving in like crazy, so we're gonna have more again here. Yeah, have another vegetable garden, another chicken coop. And animals would also make a lot of sense here, so I'm gonna go ahead with some piggies. And that last one could be chickens again, I guess. And there you go, we got a bit of money now. And I would like to invest it right away into a dressed stone trade route. And we're gonna make sure that we sell this now with a minimum of, let's have 40 dressed stone, right? Because we need it for some upgrades. There is our sheep farm now. Let's assign a family to that. But we still will also need a livestock trader. I'm gonna have the livestock trader hopefully somewhere here where we already have, perfect, our trading post. And then we can import some sheep. The mining pit has been finished. Let's assign a family and start the clay mining. The quarry over here is working again. Someone brought over the tools. And with that, we're producing more than ever. I can actually reduce this here, right? So it's just going to be 1 family from now on. Too many, or too much stone we're making out of this. Okay, let's try a conquest. Because there's only 2 territories left. And I need one of them at least. And this one here is the infinite clay deposit. Not too far away from us, right? So this would be great. Also, we have the plains down here. One more thing we can do before we go for it is check any kind of fertility. Both of these are extremely bad when it comes to barley, so it doesn't really make a difference. Rye farming is possible in both of them, right? And the clay is for me the tipping point. So the clay makes the decision here. And we do have 1000 influence. Let's claim it and see what the Baron is doing. He should not do anything, really. The Baron should be passive here because it doesn't belong to him. Let's just see if I'm right about this. Also very important will be the livestock trading here now. There's the second log. So they are finishing it now. There you go. Ah, resources stolen by bandits. 10 iron ore. That's okay. Not the end of the world. And at the trading post, I would like to start now importing sheep. Sheep is super expensive. So I'm going to start with 2. And we're just going to scootly poop around with them to make more sheep. So yeah, once we have the 2 sheep, by the way, I still need to assign someone to import me that first 2 sheep. And it should be male and female, and then we can start a great population. Yeah, there it is. We have a conquest. It is ours. And there are brigands moving. This is worrisome. We conquered the territory where there are some bandit camps. Okay. I think those bandits are attacking me right now. So we will need to hire some. Gabel, Bachau or Mislitz. That's not good. Where are these? Okay, they're spawning right here or here. I think Gabel, Bachau would be the best option we have right now. Yeah, we need archers at least. So I'm gonna go ahead with these guys. Let's hope it's not too late. It might be too late. Freaking shoot. I think my village is getting burnt down. Or I'm abandoning the challenge. No, I'm not doing this. We're gonna live with the fire. Okay. Okay. They're not attacking us, it seems. Goods looted. Mining pit. Nope, there they are. They're looting us right now. Burgage plot. Where's the enemy? I cannot see them. Let's use my archers somehow. I don't even know how many bandits we have here right now. Because it seems they're shooting over there as well. Okay, they've been broken. Let's clear the bandit camps. Both of them. Because I don't want to have them reappearing there. We need to do this within 19 days, by the way. Because I don't want to pay another 90 coin out of my treasury. Just to keep them alive. Enemy units have been spotted. Not here though. Did we get the sheep, by the way? Not yet. Okay, there's bandit camp number 1. Should we split up? I think we can afford to split up and get this one, because those we just defeated. And these guys here. There's no bandit spawning. Let's loot it. Should be fun. The question is, what do we want to take? Send resources to the nearest town or put it into my treasury? I think I'm going to put it into my treasury. Yeah. 115 coin is a lot. Gonna do the same thing here. We got 12 more days. Do we have another bandit camp close by that I could loot? Up there. Let's go for it. It's in the forest though, so it might be difficult to reach. And there's the other one. Another 112 for my treasury. Thank you very much. That's a good amount of money. And then we have these guys over there. 10 days. Yeah, at this point I can pay them at least once. We get a lot of money out of these bandit camps. And I think the units have been destroyed, right? I think there's nothing coming. Yeah. That's great. Oh, I like this. That's a lot of money. Perfect. Let's disband the mercenaries, so we don't have to pay the upkeep. That was very profitable. So I think I can afford to not tax my people for the moment and amass some regional wealth. I think that would be the safer approach here right now. And are they doing anything? Yes, importing livestock. They're already doing it because I need my sheep. Oh, we also have some corpses here. Let's assign a family to the church and bury them. Doesn't matter if it's bandits or not, because it's only 8 corpses. Okay, do we have clay in, by the way? 10 clays in. We could make a roof tile maker now as well. Clay furnace. Where should we have it? It would be possible here. It's a pretty dirty building. Let's have it a bit further outside. There's the livestock. Madalena. There's Madalena. She's on her way now. I hope she's not too old. Because I really would like to get a few more sheepies, a few more lambs out of this one. Before she bites the dust. Crazy that we have 94 timber. So I think we can slack it a bit at the logging camp. Both of my quarries are working like a charm. And we got the clay in. Warbows and Dressstone, my most profitable trade routes at the point, and we also imported 2 sheep, according to the statistics. I don't see them though. Have they been brought over to my sheep farm? No. There they are. They're on this pasture. But we can't see them yet because I think they're still on their way, but they've already been assigned to the spot. They're already doing this. Clay furnace, close to completion now. There it is. Let's assign a family. And with that we have a roof tile production as well. Let's find barley. No, I think we will need to import barley. Yeah. Fortunately, we're gonna need to import barley. That's the only option I have right now. There we have them. The first sheep. It's the beginning of a great dynasty. I hope. And these two hopefully are horny, because we need that. We need a lot of lamb. We got the space in both of them. Over 100 sheep we could have in total. And this is then the garments that I'm hoping that we can fulfill. Because we still need to upgrade to tier 3 after all. And garments is one way. Church access, we have also practically finished with the roof tile production that is up and running now. So meat and fish and grains. So we need meats and fishes. Yeah, I mean, we do have 6 pork, 13 chicken, so theoretically it should be in. The problem here is that the marketplace is at max capacity. So I will need to raise more families for that. I don't have them. So what we can do, I can make some expansions here again, like this one, to get me a few more families in. So that's 2 more families without having to build any more burgages, because as a matter of fact, we're running out of space here. I think this one could be 1 more. 2 more, perfect. Let's also get this going. Regional wealth looks fantastic again. I'm gonna continue taxing my people now, once more, 10%. Food, 10% is absolutely fine. We have 1 year of food supply left and we had a great harvest, so this will not be an issue. There's the next family. We got 3 families now, and that means I can now assign another one to the storehouse and another one to the granary. And with that, get us some more market stalls and finally supply my population again with food variety and general goods. Yeah, there it is. We got wool, 14 wool out of 2 sheep. It's not bad. It's something we can do. It's something we can work with. So we have a new industry coming up here soon now that will then produce the garments for us, right? And with the family assigned, very good. Grains, meats and fishes has been now also solved. So with that, the food variety is ticked, right? We just need to work on the church upgrade, the garments and the ale. The ale will be the most difficult thing out of these because of our limited amount of wealth. I could start with importing barley right now. It needs, however, a dedicated trade route. And now that I think about it, barley has a pretty high spoilage level. So I'm not going to do this just now. It's going to be the final thing that we need to do before we upgrade. Right, importing barley. Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Manor Lords once again, and we continue with, beautiful summer where we're looking at right now. Hey guys, before we continue with the video, let me quickly show you Patreon, a way of supporting the channel and me directly. Here you can watch updates about the channel and my personal life in comments, chat with the community and with me. You have access to key giveaways that I'm doing on a monthly basis, and you have access to a special archive where you can watch compilations, videos of old tutorials and all of my music collection that I'm using in my videos. The link is in the video description and comment section. Thank you very much. And a bunch of things that we have to do. And of course we will get right into this one here. So some of you have been pointing out, of course, that we still don't have an origin. And I just can't decide on these origins because all of them have really severe penalties that you need to get used to if you are up for it, right? But one thing what we absolutely need to go for is Born of the Alps, and we need to do this before winter comes because we're in a high elevation area right now, and without it we would lose the sheepies. The problem here is that this one increases my trade route cost by 20%. Only though the establishment of trade routes, not the maintenance of them. So this is really good for us. Sheep are more resilient, so they no longer die at high elevation during winter months, and clothing durability is increasing, which reduces the consumption of all clothing goods by 50%, which is amazing considering that clothing is a very good export good, is something that we can easily produce and has no limits, right? It's an infinite resource. So yeah, let's go ahead with that. Born of the Alps. Born of the Alps. I don't know why it's that and not born in the Alps. Yeah. There you go. And with that, we do have a great new, penalty. Let's just check it out real quick, because in my trading post, we do now have the increased cost. I mean, it's 20%. It's something that you can actually live with. We'll just see how it affects me. Right now, I don't need to establish any new trade routes anyway. And at some point, we just pay the price. Now, garments is exactly what I would like to work on, because it's also my next demand in the burgage level 3, on my way to the burgage level 3, the garments. And for the garments, we already have the wool. Now I need to get yarn and then ultimately the clothes out of that. for this, we do need to have a new industrial building now, the Weaver Workshop. Let's have this one. With that elevation, of course, it's hard, but I would like to get this one. We could squeeze it in here or here. I would like to have it here right beside my clay furnace and also not too far away from my sheep farm on the way to the city. So we could greatly use this once my population goes up. And look at that. Yeah, they are growing already. 4 sheepies it is. I just see 2 of them, but the other 2 are probably still living somewhere here. No. We'll just see where they are. Oh, they're following right now. They're being imported, it seems. Another thing I would like to do, because we can afford it, is cleaning some more bandits. It gives you lots of influence, and that's exactly what I'm aiming for. And for 90 coin, we do get the flock of the crazy geese once again. They arrive in Lecce. I don't care where that is. It's pretty far away. And we're just gonna station them here and clear those 2 bandit camps before the Baron can do that. Any additional bandit camps we have on the map right now? No, not really. Looks pretty safe up here. There is one. It's really far away. The Weaver Workshop, that was fast. Oh, that was already the end of the month again. And let's assign someone to that. Yeah, we're really low now on all of that. And they're now processing the wool into the yarn. One more thing we will need for this is a tailor. Now for the tailor, we once again need to transform one of my tier 2 burgages that we have here, like the chicken one for example, and turn this one into an artisan. Do we have someone that has not that much space? Yeah, this guy here, right? So this plot here is relatively small. Let's upgrade it so that we can use it as an artisan. I would really like not to upgrade these guys here because they've got some nice gardens there, and cabbage and carrots gives you actually quite a lot of food, so I'm gonna keep them. Plus they were quite expensive. Down here we got some very small plots, but they're far away, so the transportation times would be long all the time, something I probably don't want to have. Yeah, unfortunately the Baron was a bit faster with this bandit camp there. That's really annoying, to say the least, because I would love to get the influence out of this. He's really quick about it. These bandits we can take on. The thing is though, they're surrounded by this forest here, and I cannot see them if they attack me. But we should have the majority here. The good thing is though, the Baron is not looting the bandit camps. So this is still something that's ready for us. Let's take this one. And of course we have the option of sending something to the town, but of course we're gonna put it into my treasury, and with that we're already paying for the mercenaries. By the way, in one more day we need to pay them with another 90 coin. Do we need them? Or should I just spend them now? We could take on this bandit camp up there still. So yeah, let's pay them. Let's pay them another 90 coin. There you go. Basically paid for themselves there with the looting, and the next camp will be a profit then for us. Speaking of profit, it's time to turn now my tier 2 here into a tailor. And with that, start the production of garments now. Oh, I will also need more families once again for my logistics. Problem is, we're out of space. I mean, we're now at the point where we're really running out of space, because there's not that much to build here. I still love how we managed to put these guys here in. Look at that, where they are. Alright, belongs to my treasury. Yep, that's another 90 coin. Basically the price we had to pay now. And now I'm gonna rush for this up there. And that's the end of it then. They should arrive on time. Another thing we absolutely need to work on is the upgrade of the church. For this we still need some mortar. So let's go ahead. By the way, we have family in the church. Very good. Each family counts. And with that we need a lime kiln that turns my rubblestone into mortar. We do have a lot of rubblestone thanks to having a quarry. And in that case we can use it. Probably once again something on the way. Yeah, something we can squeeze in here. Gets its own road. Perfect. And there's the sheepies. 6 of them now. Now this is gonna be a very tight race. But it was manageable. We got the coin. just on the very last day of their contract, and let's disband the mercenaries. 1,000 coin feels very good to me. Winter is upon us, and the cloth production is up and running now, thanks to my tailor over here. So this family here is doing a good job about that. We could construct expansions. I would like to do this because we need more people, as a matter of fact. But I'm going to be careful with that. Food is not really the issue. 11 months of food supply, almost a year, and we just had another massive harvest in. So this looks rather safe to me. But firewood is actually the thing that worries me a bit. I've assigned a second family now to the woodcutter lodge, and we had to reestablish our work area into this one because, of course, it was assigned to this area before, and here we now have the pastures. So that's a lot of space less for the woodcutter that we had to reestablish now a bit further away. And another expansion here, please. So that's 2 more families. And I think also the mortar is coming in. Very nice. And the upgrade to the small stone church thus can be initiated. Gonna do this. I don't think we need mortar for anything else, right? Do we need it for upgrades? No. So what we can do, I can turn it off again. It also consumes firewood. And we do already have quite a lot of firewood consumption in my town. So that's something. Plus, I think mortar, there it is not selling particularly well, right? It's worth only 1 coin. So we can actually turn it off. I don't care about it. Next question is, do we have too many families exporting things? I like that we have 50 war bows in the storage for selling right now. They haven't dropped in price yet. So this seems rather good as an income, a source of income. I would like to check out the previous month. What did we sell? Some tools, war bows, and the dress zone. So all the things that make us real money, we actually sold as well. So that is something we can continue doing right now. There it is. The church upgrade. Gonna take some time. And while this is underway, 3 space available, perfect. So there should be new families now coming in. We need supply capacity. That means we need more workers for the granary and the storehouse. For the next city level, we will need to upgrade 3 burgages to level 3. Now, something I don't know is, does this reduce the burgage plots level 2? Oh no, level 2 or higher. So I think it should be fine to just upgrade the level 2s to level 3 without having to add additional level 2s. The church upgrade gives me 250 influence. I didn't know that. Interesting to see. And with that, the Devil's Hill has a stone church right over here. And in this case here, I'm expecting the garments to come in now soon. Let's assign another family to both of them, leaving me with only 1 family. But we have some capacity again. Perfect. I will also need to do something very expensive now. And this is where the penalty kicks in for me. And that is the ale. We have 2 options here. Either I import barley and process that into ale, which would be much cheaper when establishing a trade route. Not so much cheaper though when importing, because the ale is only 16 coin. Or, well, it's 16 coin and the barley is 13 coin. So that's 3 coin difference. Would it make a lot of a difference? That's around 30 coin for a batch of 10 barley. The real problem here is the establishment of the 400 coin that we need to pay for the trade route. Now, I would like to check something else because now the clothes are coming in. Remember, we have a 50% reduction in cloth consumption. So, we should probably profit from that. So I'm expecting a huge volume of clothes available for us in the long future. So that means I can establish this trade route here for the cloth, and with that have a new source of income. And let's put it to 10 minimum. That's for my population, and everything above that we are gonna sell. On the other hand, I don't want to spend so much money now on my ale, so I rather go with the half the cost for the barley, and we're gonna import barley now up to 10 as well. On top of that, I will need, however, now a malt house. Yeah, that's the downside. That's workforce. And I still have all my family coming in, together with the 1 family we have right now. It could work out. The main problem here is, of course, as always, space. Because for a building of that size, I do not have a lot of space. I see that we still have something here. And I would like to use it here. There you go. That's a mold house at the edge of town. Barely visible. Piggies? Haven't assigned them yet. There's always something you need to be very careful about. And I see, yeah, over here we do have 2 burgages. They're very small. They're just gonna be some chicken coops. But something we absolutely should, of course, utilize. I'm also gonna turn off my clay furnace now. Saves me the workforce and more importantly also another building that consumes fuel. Because for some reasons we have too many of them and I can't get my fuel up. We're down to 6 months now. It continues to decline. But the families are very busy doing it. But what I can also see is they're using this road here. Look at that. Interesting. They're not going the direct route. So what if I'm making a road going up here? Into that forest. Will they use this new road now? They do. Oh, very nice. With that we should have added a bit of efficiency to this. Mistlets is being claimed right now. I have a feeling what it is. Yep, it's that one. He's going to take this over. I don't care. For the barley to be processed into molds, we have now the mold house and a family working this. Once again, something that consumes firewood. And on top of that, I will need a brewery now. And I think, yeah, I'm gonna be happy with this one down here. The only thing we need, oh, is a level 2 plot. Let's upgrade. There's the upgrade. Let's go ahead and get me the brewery upgrade going as well. I love how this plot looks, by the way. Taking over the shape of the street. Fantastic. Another thing I need, that's a tavern. And the tavern is a pretty big building. So let's just see where we can implement a tavern here. Because that could be quite a risky or difficult endeavor. One thing I can do is I can move the logging camp. We have way too much timber right now anyway. So I can relocate it. And I'm probably going to relocate it a bit further into my forest area. Perhaps it's possible somewhere here. But as you can see, there's nothing here I can do. I could do it here. That's far away though. Very good. I can implement it here. That's a perfect location for it. And let's also build me that road here, going all the way down into my city again, and all the way up here into that. I might also, while we're here, do the same thing with my woodcutter. So let's also get this one up here for the firewood. Lots of trees waiting here to be chopped that we can use. This opens up this area now that is unfortunately blocked right now by a piece of timber. But I should be able to build me that tavern here. There's no error message, so I think it should be fine. There's the timber gone. Please, there you go. A tavern right in the middle of my town. Very nice. For the work area, it's gonna be the biggest work area so far that these guys had. That's the logging camp and my woodcutter. And I'm also gonna assign 2 families again to the woodcutter. We're not gonna protect any resource areas. And please, give me the fuel that I need. I'm very happy to report that the tavern is up and running. And people already drink something. Wait a second. We have ale. We already have 20 ale in. And there's already 9 ale in the tavern. Did not expect so much ale to be available right from the beginning. And my people are thirsty. They want it. And it doesn't take long for my first burgages to be able to upgrade to level 3. I would like to do this for the very first 2 ones in here. By the way, we have so much clay and so many, wait a second, roof tiles, 46, that I probably don't need this mining pit here for a while. We could theoretically also reduce it for the rubble stone, but don't forget that here we do have the quarry that gives me the rough stone. And I would like to continue selling my dressed stone that we process in the town. So yeah, let's keep this one rolling for the moment. And so it is that we have the first tier 3 burgage already running in the Devil's Hill. And this one here, of course, has quite the demands now, but I don't care about the demands. I care about my city status, that we can upgrade with that. Of course, it continues producing the bows for us. Right here in the best place of town. There's the next one. Already coming out of construction soon. One thing hasn't changed though, that's the consumption of ale, which traditionally is very high. So the moment I had ale in, it was over. I'm gonna turn off the tavern again, because I will need to stockpile some ale. Otherwise, we're running out of it always. Or constantly, you might say. There's the next harvest coming in. Wait a second, we just had a harvest. Yeah. As a matter of fact, there was just one field. This one here is only beginning to harvest. Now, we have way more food than I thought. The only thing limiting us right now food-wise is spoiling or spoiled food. Because every kind of food in this game spoils after a certain amount of time. So I think this is why 12 to 16 months of food supply is usually the maximum you can go for. Which we have. Based on my clothing, I can see that we always have enough clothing right now. And on top of that, we're selling clothes. So we are always close to the limit. And with that, we get the money out of my garments. I'm also happy to report that fuel is finally going up and now equal with food. Don't forget though that we're taxing my people with the tithe, which is 20% right now, quite a bit. If we drop too low on food, I will of course lower my tithe again as well. And so it happens that we can also finally upgrade the next burgage plot to level 3. Wait a second, it's, yeah, a vegetable farm. I was more hoping that the tailor would at some point get its demand again, but the tailor is further away from the market than this one here. So if there is, for example, meat coming in and we don't have a lot of meat, this one here gets satisfied earlier. So yeah, this is why it has that satisfaction earlier. And thus, it's more realistic for me to upgrade. Plus, we can get a nice row of tier 3 houses then here in the center of the Devil's Hill. By the way, this is the last house. And then we have a small town. City status. Did you hear that? That was the sound of the achievement. The merchant challenge with that has been completed. One of the rarest achievements in the game. And yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun. It was different than what I'm used to, of course, without any hunting and gathering. But you can actually build up a settlement right here if you enjoy this one. Now, also, with that, royal taxes kick in. So it's only getting more difficult from here. But it's nothing really new. So we've seen most of that. I've just had my mega city constructed in the riverside, so if you're interested in that, check out the link in the description. I'm not going to conquer anything here because each territory costs me 2,000 influence. This would be 10,000 influence in total that I would need to grind out to get all the territories. Sorry, I'm not gonna do this just yet. It's somewhere later if there's some balancing changes for, yeah, influence costing and whatnot. This has been the Manor Lords, the Merchant Challenge Let's Play. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.